For the last few weeks, we have been exploring the book Life of the Beloved by Henri Nouwen. Henri Nouwen invites us into a way of spiritual living that has 4 paths, 4 practices that is based on the institution of communion. These 4 words are taken, blessed, broken, and given. You might see pastors leading communion doing these 4 things whenever we celebrate communion. Take the bread, bless the bread, break the bread, and give the bread. These 4 actions are Henri Nouwen's sort of antidote for spiritual living in a secular world. And today we are looking at given. We've explored being taken, being blessed, and being broken, and now we explore what it is to be given. We are to be given to others, to be givers of ourselves, and to be given the presence and gifts of other people and of God. Henri Nouwen says, "Our greatest fulfillment lies in giving ourselves to others." He says, "Our humanity comes to its fullest bloom in giving. We become beautiful people when we give whatever we can give. A smile, a handshake, a kiss, an embrace, a word of love, a present, a part of our life, all of our life." We may think that these 4 words are in the wrong order. We should give of ourselves after we are taken and blessed, before we are broken. This temptation to think that we ourselves are no longer good gifts to give is a sign of that self-rejection that we talked about a few videos ago. But mysteriously and ultimately, we can give of ourselves most beautifully when we have been broken, when we acknowledge our vulnerability, when giving of ourselves is done, knowing that there is a risk in doing so. The mystery of our faith includes the fact that Jesus died, and through death, through the ultimate giving of himself, we are made whole. Somehow, this giving of God's self, the door is opened for us to live as though death cannot hold us, to give ourselves to others, trusting that the giving of ourselves and of receiving Christ will continue to redeem us. We trust that if we are broken in the process of giving of ourselves, that nothing can hold us from continuing to flourish, from being redeemed. There are countless ways I hope that you've experienced, I have definitely experienced, where our shared brokenness, when your brokenness lines up or overlaps with someone else, that has been the catalyst and the invitation to give of ourselves to others. The shared brokenness creates a trust that where that sharing is a little bit more safe. It is in this place, in sharing of our brokenness, where we are given the presence and understanding that we so long for from other people. One example of this from my own life, if you don't know, the Methodist Church is in the midst of a split, and it has been for several years. So several years ago, I was in class at my seminary, and we were talking about this potential split. And someone expressed this hope that we would just break up already, that the church would just divorce, just cut its losses, go on their separate ways. And they used this language of divorce for the church, which is how, throughout history, the church has experienced schism. The person sitting next to me and I looked at each other with wide eyes and this sense of knowing, this common knowing of what it's like to divorce. Neither of us had been divorced ourselves, but we were both children of parents who had been divorced. And we know that the both of us knew that no matter how clean the break, no matter how amicable the divorce, it is still painful. There is a point of pain in every separation. There's some point that hurts, that is tender, and we both knew it. This person who is suggesting that we just go our separate ways seemed to not have that shared brokenness that we did. What we learn in moments like this, when we find or hear or share these moments where other people share our brokenness, or where the situation is such that you share brokenness that's different from another person, we learn that our life itself is the greatest gift to give another. If we are undoing self-rejection like Henri Nouwen invites us into, and we are deciding to live a spiritual life which is in tension with the world around us, then we can accept, or start to accept, that the greatest gift to give is ourselves. When we receive the gift of other people, or when we share the gift of ourselves with another, neither of us can fix the thing that's broken. I don't even think that's really what we're longing for when we share our hurts. But when we give one another who we are, which includes our brokenness, we don't ask, what can we offer each other? What can this person offer me to fix this or make it better? That's not what we're asking the other. We are asking, who can you be for me? And when they share their hurts with us, we ask, who can I be for you? This means that our giving is not just objects or service. They're not super tangible, but it is a sense of being. It is presence. It is attention. It is care. That is what we long for. These things are not totally valued in our society, and so it is countercultural. It is resistance. It is brave to offer care and presence and tenderness and attention to things which are painful, rather than trying to fix them, to take them away, to put something on top of it, to make it go away. So what this means is that our giving must be to ourselves as well, right? If the greatest gift we can give is ourselves, we should probably know a little bit about ourselves, of what it is we give, who it is we give other people. So the call is to invest in ourselves, to tend to your own self-knowledge, to know who you are, to tend to our own joy, peace, hope, and love, so that we can honor and cherish the gift we offer other people with our presence. There are so many stories in the Bible about people giving things and the things they give being multiplied. For example, the story of the feeding of the 5,000. There are a few loaves of bread and a few fish. The disciples say, how can we feed all of these people on this hillside with just these few things? All we have is this. And when they go to distribute the bread and the fish, somehow everyone is fed and there are even leftovers. We can trust, as people of faith, people who are living spiritual lives, that what we give will be multiplied somehow. When we give of ourselves, it is an invitation for others to give of themselves, and the giving will be abundant. What comes to light will be abundant. There will be an abundance of presence. As we end this series, I hope that you remember these 4 actions, these 4 rhythms, these 4 ways of doing life, these 4 ways of being. That you are taken, you are chosen, considered, given attention to, you are known by the loving God. You are blessed, no matter what. Who you are, all of who you are, is blessed. It is considered good and worth good things. You are broken, just like the rest of us and just like Jesus. We are all vulnerable to hurt. And because it is a vulnerability we share, we know that our hurt is not punishment, but it is a source of connection. It is a place we might find meaning in our lives. It is a place where we share our humanity with one another. And it is a place that God comes to through Jesus Christ. And you are given. You are not only invited to give to others, but you are given an abundance of gifts. You are given God's presence. You are given love, joy, celebration, affirmation. To give and to receive is how we connect with one another, and it is how we find great meaning in life. All of these things are so counterintuitive or countercultural to the world around us, and it is resistance to practice them.